Alright, I am the here. Welcome to Mon's Potion. I've got a headache. Probably a migraine, if I had to guess. Because, I don't like looking at bright lights at the moment. But, not to be deterred, I think, yeah, it'd be a good time to get going with this. I mean that, and it was, redeemed, so. Hello, Junior, how's you? Thanks for the head pats.
Gotta have a milk tea before work to lift the spirits, am I right?
God, I would fuck with the milk tea right now. Alright. So. Firstly, we need to find where this rift of memories is. Because I'm gonna be real, I'm not entirely sure. Because I did look about. You're doing fine. Got Osiris 3 all set up. It's under the Scold events. Gazer? This some anime gotcha? Yes, Bogey. How is you, by the by? Okay, so it'd be under Rift of Dreams. It is recommended that you clear the main story, Dreams Undreamed. Look, I'm being asked to do this specially for stream, so would you like to proceed directly to the new chapter, Rift of Dreams? Okay. It'll be fine. Date, September 16th. It's both our first meeting and a long-awaited reunion. Park stamps. Good, had to do for sinus infection for a couple days. It's better now. Also made hot honey. Delicious. Me? Want the full story, chapter 12. Then Iblis in the Moon, then this. Oh. I mean, I'm not too far. But I mean, that said, we'll see how much more of this I play this evening. Between a migraine and shenanigans, we'll see. This way. Yeah. Under the lead-gray sky, two colorful kites float. Their colors so vivid, they seem ready to overflow from the washed-out background. Iblis? Like some kind of Iblis trigger? -2. Ow! Laughing hurts, because it's not just like a migraine, it's also possibly a stress headache. I run ahead, holding her hand, weaving through the unfamiliar streets on pure instinct. Though our strides are far from matched, I'm surprised how quickly I find a pace where we can run together. I don't know where this awful sense of familiarity comes from. All I can do is keep telling myself, don't get distracted while you're running for your life. I find this game relatively fine to free to play, because as long as you do the dailies and events, get enough free currency to generally get the next chunk's chase. Or at least one copy thereof. Don't worry, I know some people. We'll be fine once we find them. Okay. How about you? There anyone you need to contact? I hear no answer. Maybe she's saying no with her silence. Maybe her voice was lost somewhere along the path we just ran. After rounding another corner and confirming no one's waiting to ambush us, I let out a sigh of relief. Quickly opened my terminal, finding the one name among a long list of familiar contacts who can solve this mess the quickest. I make the call, and muscle memory sends my hand reaching for my ear. But my fingers close on empty air. I just stare at them, feeling the space where it should be. The motion dies as the truth sinks in. Where'd she go? There are no sounds of pursuit from behind me. The sense of urgency is gone, but suddenly replaced by a strong feeling of suffocation. I turn back. There's nothing behind me. Where did she go? My last conscious thought is of that empty alley. For a moment, I think the sound of the hatch opening is just a hallucination. Not until my thigh is pinched hard that the intense and bizarre sensation blasts me back to reality. I sit up in the test chamber with my eyes full of complaint. Ji-Ming, you still out of it? I'm gonna be out of it after sifting through that much memory data. For the first time, I actually missed my weekday alarm clock. So being in there feels like watching a memory flashback? Sort of, but not exactly. While I was remembering things, I could feel something watching me. It felt harmless, but it was very upsetting. See anything about your past? Nope, unfortunately. Good. Ji-Ming seems completely unsympathetic to my disappointment. A nearly half-meter-long metal cylinder pops out from a slot on the side of the test chamber. She places the object in a storage box padded with shockproof cotton near the leg of the table. Excuse you? Oi. When the key to the Book of All Pasts grants permission, it verifies your identity by scanning all data related to you. You seem to check out for now. But if we add in all the things that both you and Gaia can't remember, then it's hard to say. The simulation results were fine this time. Once I'm done with the final algorithm check and protection program verification, I'll help you get your formal authorization. The rest is between you and Brahma. Can I use this authentication to come back as well? Yes, this permission comes from Gaia. It has nothing to do with any timeline branch. You either have it or you don't. Period. Got it. Thanks. You've been a great help. Save the flattery. It's not like I'm doing all this just for you. Ji-Ming slaps something that looks like a Medicaid plaster onto my forehead. A sharp, cool sensation, along with a rich herbal aroma, spreads through my mind, quickly shaking off the last of my drowsiness. Ji-Ming is probably my favorite Tianyuan modifier. Ah! The key's structural integrity will be complete by 1:14 p.m. at the earliest. Let me know if you plan to be here. Okay. I have one more question about that identity verification. Are you sure I'll only see things I've actually experienced? Theoretically, yes, but we're in the practical stage now. What did you see? Describing the image requires language processing. I don't doubt my linguistic abilities. What I doubt is whether I truly understand the image I'm trying to describe. Just the kind of illogical stuff you see in dreams. I was on the street for no reason, running away with someone. Then that person disappeared, and so did the people chasing me. Another Medicaid plaster slapped onto my forehead. Hey, 2 of them won't make it work twice as well. I'm wide awake now. That you know of. Just kidding. If you're fine, don't hang around my workshop. Aren't you going back to Meruism to meet someone? Meet someone? Oh! I hesitate for a moment. I couldn't recall my motive, and the whole thing just feels off. It was already decided, so I don't overthink it, simply peeling off the second unnecessary plaster and pulling on my jacket. I'll note that Chapter 12 involves a time loop. You don't say, based on the talking about branches of timelines. Right, yeah. She should be coming over today. Now you're giving her as trial. Not that I don't already have her, but hey. At first, the alarm clock goes off once. Then it starts going off 3 times. From 8 all the way to 10. It's hard to wake up for work. Breakfast is milk and bread. When Loken is here, she brings it to my room. If she's not, I have to go downstairs. I don't like going downstairs. I only get to go outside when Loken takes a day off. But Loken rarely rests. When Loken is gone, I sit on the windowsill, watching the sun get higher and then lower. When I don't want to watch anymore, I dream. The dreams get longer, and the days get shorter. Loken doesn't like it when I'm like this, but I don't really understand why. In my dreams, there are familiar things, pretty things, and also Tauntaun. Tauntaun used to change all the time. Sometimes Tauntaun was a rabbit, sometimes a white bird. But ever since I got the teddy bear, Tauntaun has been the teddy bear. Loken is artificial modifier 0700, Scold is 0704. Oh. I like the teddy bear more. The teddy bear holds my hand and keeps running with me. I like running like this. Like I can go places far, far away. But Tauntaun always disappears. When Tauntaun disappears, the dream is over. The Acadians. Oh! Hello, ma'am! Person! Damn. Protobody functions normally. Consciousness response. Intelligence level. Hey, stop moving around. I'm not done. The pink-haired girl still strains to grab the teddy bear from the nightstand, hugging it tightly before responding with a delay to Loken's stop moving around. Loken looks at her, holding up the terminal panel with an expression of familiar disbelief. She finally lowers her head and continues checking the data on the screen. One day we might get a playable Loken. Mayhaps. No major issues. The new models really are impressively stable. Last item. Have you had any vision of anything? Nope. And if someone else asks, I tell them nothing. Loken nods, records the last entry. Confidentiality awareness, normal, and signs off before tossing the terminal aside. The testing instruments on both sides of the bed automatically fold away under it. Loken pulls open the curtains, and the sunlight, mixed with the dusty air unique to Garpur, streams in, lending a simple, peaceful quality to everything it touches. Downstairs is a street you could find anywhere in Garpur. People, both busy and idle, fill the road, mingling with the machine gun roar of second-hand modified cars. It's peaceful enough to make you sleepy. Gold has the power to dream of the future. Power shared with Odin. You don't say. The room is also one you could see anywhere in Garpur, hidden deep in one of the dozens of identical buildings lining the street. The only difference is the girl on the bed still doesn't quite seem to fit the Garpur style. I have a business meeting at noon. Go downstairs and mind the shop for a while. You remember what I taught you last time? What to do when someone shows up? Yes. Check their background first. Ignore anyone on the block list. If they're not on it, ask them what the job is and decide if we can take it. Uh-huh. And what can we take and what can't we? Nothing that causes bodily harm, no high-profile stuff, no bullying orphans. As long as it doesn't break those rules, we can take it. Once we take it, collect a deposit. After that, just wait for me to get back. Not bad. One step closer to self-sufficiency. Seeing Skuld remember her lesson seems to please Loken more than the all clear on the report. She pats Skuld's shoulder, but just as she's about to head downstairs, the doorbell rings. I'll mind the shop. I'll get it. Less talk, more work. I thought business was knocking. Seeing the visitor through the half-open door, Loken rolls her eyes, lets go of the doorknob, and takes the bag the visitor hands her. Breakfast. Bread, milk. All the stuff Pinky likes. Couldn't have brought some for me, huh? Did you pass the age of needing mommy to pack you a lunch? You're open on a weekend? Urgent business can't wait. I don't really have open and closed hours here. As Loken speaks, she pokes her head out, scanning both sides of the street, only for Ikala to block her line of sight with Nana. It's just me. No tail. I just came from Maruism. Figured I'd drop off a message. My rent and utilities are all paid up. That's not it. You know that might as well have Aether Gazers staying at Maruism now, right? You mean today? Today. Is that Urkala? The terminal rests upside down on the windowsill. Skuld presses her face closer to the window, trying to keep Urkala, who's walking farther and farther away, within the ever-narrowing view. Hearing Loken enter, Skuld points in the direction Urkala disappeared and calls out. Loken nods, places Skuld's breakfast on the table, and helps her unscrew the cap of the milk bottle. Skuld's eyes go wide. She runs to the table, picks up the milk, and starts drinking it in small sips. You don't have to mind the shop today. Day off? Sort of. Skuld wipes her mouth, runs back to the windowsill, and holds up her terminal for Loken to see. Loken leans closer to look at it. It's a picture of an amusement park. origin unknown.
If it's a day off, I want to go hang out here.
The shop has the day off, not you. Forget it. Someone's coming to see you today. You'll come with me for now. After I finish what I have to do, I'll take you straight to Miruzum.
Coming for me?
Is it? No, not Tauntaun. Never heard of them. Seeing the disappointment instantly fall over Skuld's eye, Loken clicks her tongue, suddenly feeling a pang of guilt for being brutally honest with a kid. Actually, it's the person I told you about. The one who saved you, remember?
Honestwell?
They saved you, even at the risk of offending Korg. Whatever their motive, that at least puts them on the top 3 nicest people to you in the world. Maybe it's that Tauntaun you're always going on about?
But it's a different name.
Name? Pfft. Name's just a label, got it? Loken points back and forth between Skuld and herself, but seeing Skuld's clueless expression, she loses her enthusiasm for a big speech. In the end, she just shoves the bread into Skuld's pocket and pulls her out the door. Anyway, what makes a person who they are isn't the name you call them, Pinky. Loken's ride is a prime example of a second-hand modified car. It's loud and shaky. The ride has a surprisingly pleasant wave-like rhythm. No, you can't modify cars like this in Ein Sof. It's only here, where the streets are full of wasteland-style scrap heaps, that you can go as wild as you want. No one bats an eye. I'll teach you sometime. It's fun. It's noisy. What do you mean noisy? Don't you hear the passion of life in this engine? You'll get it once you've been here a bit longer. Skuld clearly doesn't understand, nor does she get why she'll get it once she's been here a bit longer. She holds her teddy bear the whole time, like a tourist just passing through, her head tilted as she watches the scenery along the street.
Is that the place that sells teddy bears over there?
What? Oh, it is. You have a good memory for the strangest things. Skuld looks down at the teddy bear in her arms and adjusts its hat and bow tie. She looks at Loken, who looks back at her and quirks her lips, as if to say, go on, say it.
Loken, I want to buy something.
Now?
Mm-hmm. Monoswell saved me. I want to give a gift to say thank you.
Alright. It's rare for you to give me a reason I absolutely can't refuse. What do you want to give them?
Don't know. I'll look around when I bought my teddy bear.
With a sharp sideways drift deja vu, the car stops at the roadside. Loken, one hand on the steering wheel, glances at the time, scratches her head, and finally throws a roll of bills to Skuld. Come back to get you in half an hour. We have a deal, okay? Just shopping, nothing else. If one gives you trouble, send me a comm, remember? For the norm, it got you again with a lot of text. The grass is green and the sky is blue. Skuld stands by the street. Only when she can no longer hear the sound of Loken's car does she turn and walk towards the market they just passed. These markets, with their rows of stalls crowding both sides of the street, are a characteristic sight in Garpur. Pardon me. The market is full of all sorts of people, and so no one pays much attention to a little girl who's just looking around.
Sir, I want this one.
At a stall piled with handicrafts, she sees a skeleton flower. One half a translucent pale pink, the other a deep icy blue. The hippie-looking stall owner is about to name a price, but then he sees the roll of bills Skuld pulls out. He licks his lips and slowly takes off his headphones. This one? 1,500. Made of natural crystal. Suits you well, little girl.
Thank you. I'm buying a gift for someone.
One bill's 100. 1,500 is... I don't think I have enough. 1,500? I'll take it. As the Skuld hesitates over the cash, a female customer nearby, who seems to have overheard the haggling, taps the awning's post. Hey, she was here first. What are you trying to pull? Doesn't have enough money. Are you still going to sell it or what? Says I'm not. She's picking a gift for a friend. More than happy to give her a discount. How about this? Give you a 20% discount. 1,200. That sounds good? It's yours. That's as low as I can go. It's a small business. I can't go any lower.
Okay, 1,200.
Was she not taught the value of currency? Scold counts out 12 bills, leaving 2 in her hand. The stall owner's eyebrows shoot up. As he reaches for the money, another gloved hand extends from the side and presses the cash back into Scold's palm. A small business with a bauble over 1,000. It's a pretty high profit margin. Don't let these two fool you with their act, miss. Our eyes meet. A brief, sharp sense of familiarity cuts me off. Maybe it's more like I'm questioning my own polite way of addressing her. Loken and Thoth are still teaching her that. God, she's bad as fucking Estinian. And Alphino. I trust you. I don't remember you, but I trust you. Thank you. Told anyone the full story of what happened that night. Not even Thoth. Because it wasn't right. There was no need. Silence doesn't mean forgetting. On the contrary, the impulse that made me rush out into the rain has become a huge shadow behind my rationality. The calm expression on the girl's face at gunpoint has become the most unforgettable image of that rainy night. You're... And yet, here she is, standing before me, completely unharmed. Just as Thoth told me. This Scold girl doesn't remember my face. All of it makes it hard to know what's real and what's not. Silence brews in the contradiction between logic and intuition. The awkward impasse leaves me not even knowing where to begin asking questions to escape this atmosphere. Fortunately, there are others present to help change the subject. Grocery owner. Look, either buy something or get out of the way. Don't cause a scene here. Made in Maratha City. Standard factory. Machine-cut synthetic crystal. 50 at wholesale. The distributor's markup, this thing sells for 100. Tops. You're asking 1,200. That price, I might as well call the factory and cut out the middleman. You know all that. Who told you? The Internet of Things is a magical tool, isn't it? I pull up the info on my terminal's display. It hovers clearly in the air. The owner's speechless. Give my goggles a quick double tap, and the feed vanishes. 100. Take it or leave it. All right. Sold. Ask your friend if she's actually buying it. 100. You want it? Yes. Skull takes out a bill and looks to me, as if asking for my opinion. For a moment, I think she recognizes me, but a closer look at her eyes shows that's clearly not the case. What concerns me more is her apparent lack of any emotional reaction to being scammed. After taking the skeleton flower, she even offers the owner a sincere user review. It's very pretty. And a good deal. Although I'm sure Skuld has no ill intent, the stall owner's flushed face shows that her words, especially after she leaves without a second glance, are clearly being misinterpreted as some kind of subtle insult. Oops. This is not a good sign. In a rough place like Garpur, people settle scores immediately, without any rules. Before I go back to Meruism, I have to make sure she's... Is she the one I was on my way to meet? By the time I snap out of it, the market crowd has already separated us. I hurry after her, clutching my backpack to keep the things inside from getting bumped or crushed. The moment I step out of the market, my worries proven correct. It's just a little guy. Seeing a few goons surrounding the oblivious Skuld, I stop worrying about my bag, force my way out of the crowd, grab Skuld's hand, and start running toward an empty area. Huh? This way! I notice 2 kites floating on the breeze, with their sun-bleached colors dissolving as if melting right into the brilliant blue canvas of the sky. Her obedience is startling. She followed my lead without needing a single word of explanation, making me wonder how she even manages day to day. Where's Loken? Is this her idea of taking care of you? She's at a business meeting. I'm shopping by myself. Do you know Loken? Sort of. She's a client. I'm Monaswell. Oh, Monaswell. She suddenly stops, pulling me back in turn. The force from her hand instantly brings my steps to a halt. What's wrong? Are you... Tun-Tun? What's a Tun-Tun? Can we talk and run at the same time? Oh, you're not Tun-Tun. For a moment, she looks a little disappointed. Although she recovers quickly, gives me a clear and lonely feeling that that she has already grown used to this kind of disappointment. Skull, that strange impulse again. I call out her name before we can even formally introduce ourselves. It's probably after I call out her name. Not sure if there's any casual relationship there, but she seems to remember something. Raises her head slightly and looks at me with her eyes wide open. A gift. For you. She switches the teddy bear she's been hugging into her left hand, the one holding mine. Offers her right hand to me. Her smile is pure, completely oblivious to the footsteps closing in behind us. Thank you. I'm also starting to lose track of how far the footsteps are from us. I see the skeleton flower with its wholesale price, sparkling and shining in the sun, just like your gleaming eyes. Do you like it? I like it. Loken told me that you saved me. I don't know what you like, but everybody likes pretty things. So I'm glad you like it. I silently accept the skeleton flower. Lips move, but in the end, nothing comes out. I just put the skeleton flower in my backpack and place the backpack by the wall. And then pull a baton from the side pocket of the backpack. Seriously, you son of a... Never mind, no cursing. You know when you're at the best part of a movie? Some jerk decides to stroll past, yelling? Yeah, I'm officially sick of these wannabe goons. Scumbags. Can't you see we're in the middle of something? Man, grade C voice acting from yours truly.
Do bad things. Thank you.
The frame rate spike. Help! Help!
How close? I'll finish this once and for all. For everything. It deserves to be remembered. I'll watch your back. Are they villains?
That game's like, whatever.
Thank you. I'll finish this once and for all.
There we go. That's how we do. Alright.
We won? All thanks to you.
That ultimate line says something about Skull. I deserve to be remembered. Yeah. Yeah. That move she just did. Relax. It's normal behavior. You didn't think Paracaesar designed some kind of housekeeping robot, did you? Loken and I are standing on the street. Not far away, the gang that runs this market is taking care of a problem. Looking at Skuld sitting obediently in the backseat of the car, I still feel a little out of it. Loken, on the other hand, is completely relaxed, with one arm draped over my shoulder, while her other hand skillfully replies to messages on her terminal. Hard to believe this is our first time meeting. I'm starting to get an idea of what she's like. Couldn't even defend herself that much. I wouldn't have brought her out in the first place. The aftermath's a real pain. It's an essential part of being a nanny. You always run into things that you're not sure are in your job description. You have to deal with them regardless. Didn't expect us to meet under these circumstances. Sorry for the trouble. Save that for Thoth. She's my client. Loken's other hand, which had been in her pocket, suddenly shoots out towards me in a roguish gesture. Break out in a cold sweat, and I'm about to refuse when I realize it's just a lollipop. This was for Pinky. She misbehaved and got in a fight, so I confiscated it. So if I give it to her, won't it end up the same? That's your decision to make. Seriously, though. I'm not complaining or anything. Are you planning to let her hide in Garper forever? What do you have in mind? Had a taste of Garper. Get the picture, right? The whole place is a downward spiral. Climbed over the bodies of my own friends to survive. For someone like me, Garper is the only home I could ask for. But she's not. Without her memories from the lab, she's just a kid who doesn't understand anything beyond her own little world. She'll have to leave the nest eventually. Garper is what's waiting for her outside. She'll never have a lollipop again. You know better than anyone how hard that is. That's your problem. You're the one who wanted to save her. I'm just the nanny. Looks like they're done in there. Turning off her terminal, Loken exhales with satisfaction. She pats my shoulder a couple times and walks towards her one-of-a-kind modified car. Want to go to Maruism together? Or Maruism? When Skuld sees me and Loken get in the car, she stops fiddling with her teddy bear, fastens her seatbelt, then pats my shoulder. Huh? Your hat. It's fixed. Oh, yeah? The rim of my hat got a little tear in it during the fight. Skuld noticed, took it from me, and said she knew how to fix it. When I take the hat back, the band-aid stuck inside the brim leaves me at a loss for words. I mean, I can't blame a girl for trying. I suppose that's one way to do it. Skuld seems to miss the tired note in my voice, just smiling at me before patting Loken's shoulder. Huh? The rest of the money. Oh. Did you get the gift? I gave it away. Loken glances at me. I smile, shrug, and open my backpack to reveal the skeleton flower resting right on top. That's... What's with that face? It looks useless and easy to break. Girl, you just have no taste. But it's pretty. But it's pretty. Well, excuse me. I'm a pragmatic businesswoman now. The value of something depends on how useful it is. The value of something pretty depends only on how much you like it. Unfortunately, like is the most unreliable feeling in the world. Don't you have anything you like? I do. Loken waves the bills Skuld just handed back. Then, as if disposing of an empty snack wrapper, she stuffs them into the glove box. Who doesn't like useful things? Nope. Well then. This is the itinerary Loken gave me. I need to record my daily itinerary so she won't worry. Tap the itinerary to rotate, allowing you to fill time slots in different directions. If you're added ideas, you can activate story mode. I'll fill the main schedule into the planner. And use the remaining time slots for other activities. Oh. Why is drink bubble tea part of the schedule? Resting. The market. A simple puzzle. I guess I shouldn't be too mad, but, you know. Muruism. Meet that person and give the gift. Is that person Tauntaun? It's things she wants to do. Ish. Fair. So there's story, schedule, wow. That's everything for the first day of reunion. How much money do these people get paid? Holy shit! And, like, this is just the localizer end. We're not even talking about, like, the fucking people that actually write this story, if you think about it. I need a second, so I want to take the 3-minute break early. Just to get up, stretch, and, like, maybe take some ibuprofen. So, let's do that. Get up, stretch, do what you want to do, or gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Otherwise, don't go anywhere, because we'll be back with some more Aether Gazer, doing nominally mercenary work as superhumans? Plenty. I meant more so the people that write this game's lore and story, but touche! That still answers my question, I suppose. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna... If it will let me run ads, I'll figure that out. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay. I am back. Still obviously going to be dealing with that headache, but I did take some pain relief medicine. So we'll see if it maybe eases up a little bit. I took my, what I call my emergency shoot for when I have a migraine, and it did help for a little bit, but I think I let the migraine get a little bit too far into its onset, so it only helped a little bit. Because I'm supposed to take that when my migraine symptoms start to develop, not after. Oh, I'm not clicked into the game. Generally, it'll help if I do that. Go to story. Lots of story. Not a ton of gameplay, but that's fine. It's what we were asked to play. If I'm playing a visual novel, I'm playing a bit. Parvati! Boobs! Look, migraine be damned. I see a hot character. I'm gonna call it the fuck out. Most of the gameplay in this section is the placement gameplay. Fair enough. But again, that's part of where, like, choosing the game I play and also choosing the difficulty, which in a way chooses the mode, in this case, I suppose, is there for. Because sometimes people are like, hey, I want you to play this game and play it like this to experience it. And it's part of what I do. I experience things. What can I say? So, you two already met on your way here? Yes. Don't worry. I've taken care of everything. No. I was just saying, since you've all met, was it really necessary to call me over? So Meruism is Brahma's organization, and Parvati and Kali are her primary lieutenants. Got it. Probably realizing she said that too late, Parvati's voice slowly fades. She glances around at the others in the hall, then suddenly claps her hands as if trying to maintain her authority as the host. But, well, since you're all here, we still have to follow procedure. Loken, you should know the situation with Aether Gazer and this admin, so I won't repeat it. They're staying in Meruism for work, so they're one of us now. And there are two other modifiers, red and green. Vertandi and Osiris. They went out with Kali early this morning and should be back soon. A while got a whistle. A sweet thing. And that's just kind of been chilling in the fridge for a while. Not because I deserve it, because I want it. And I'm not going to say no to myself with a fucking headache. I have indeed heard a lot. Vert is no longer very red, and Osiris to be not very green. I see. But Vert still has red hair. And Osiris's hair is green. I've indeed heard a lot. Let's hope I don't run into a situation in a few days where I have to introduce myself to Korg. Cooperation's about mutual benefit. After all, I'm not about to help Korg make myself look bad. It's also why I asked Urkala to call you all here. In the next few days, something might happen in Jivitapad, and Korg might start targeting Akkadian's territory. Man, all these words, and I am just a mortal man. I don't know how to say all these. So to be on the safe side, I hope you'll consider moving into Meruism. Huh? Don't look at me. I'm just filling in. Boss Brahma gave me the green light. Boss Brahma gave the green light. Korg is basically the government military police, because of course it is. What's so sensitive? The joint arbitration? Not entirely, and not really. Actually, I just came back from Vimoksha Pharma. Jiming is there. Whoa, are you sure you should be telling me this? It seems you do know some of the inside story. Thoth trusts you a lot. Just a little bit. I have no interest in knowing more. I can't afford this kind of intel. I'm not picky about my bed. Pinky, what about you? Everyone's gaze turns to Skuld, who still hasn't spoken. The girl clearly doesn't understand what we're talking about and looks at Loken with curiosity. They're also the organization that created Loken and Skuld, and that they're nominally on the run from. Checks out. Are we moving? The accommodations here are much more complete than in my shabby little house. Or is there something you want to bring with you? Skuld lowers her head and hugs the teddy bear in her arms tighter, shaking her head slightly. Then, as if she suddenly remembers something, she tugs on Loken's sleeve. Check up. Loken looks at Skuld in surprise and gives her a thumbs up. Then she explains to us the daily examination Skuld needs and the specifications of the equipment used. That's not something you can just buy off the shelf. Wondering if I can just haul the whole setup over, along with that bed. So funny. No, nothing. Because then my brain automatically jumps to Jiming for this kind of problem. It's pure reflex. Don't tell me she's an expert in this too. She's a genius in all things STEM. So that's a safe bet. Honestly, I feel bad for treating her like a one-woman cryptics team. Y'all can talk about that you all can talk about that later. I'll continue. Her name's Skuld. What are you doing, Vati? Don't tell me you're already finished with the introduction. Excuse me. Seeing the mischievous smiles on mine and Loken's faces, Parvati spreads her hands in an innocent gesture. What do you want me to say? You know far, far, far more about Skuld's situation than I do, right? Outsiders can't get into Loken's rental. Skuld has only been out a handful of times. Besides us, you can't even find a few people in Garpur who know her. I don't even have a way to hear things through the grapevine. Although it lines up with what I'd reasonably imagined, it's only after hearing Parvati describe it that I notice how strange it all is. Looking at Loken again, she too has dropped her half-joking, questioning attitude. Her eyes admit to a kind of helpless avoidance. Since we're talking about it, you should all think about it too. Did you save her just to take away her freedom? Parvati, am I not free? For 2 seconds, no one answers. Silence is deafening. Do you think you're not? I have lots of things I can do every day, just like everyone else. Oh yeah? Like what? I can exercise in the open space. Loken taught me self-defense and how to fight, and it came in handy today. I can cook in the kitchen, but it never turns out right. Loken doesn't like to eat it. I can read at the table. Loken doesn't like reading, but she buys me books. The books have all kinds of magical stories. Loken says they're make-believes, but they feel real to me. And the terminal Loken bought me. With the terminal, I can go online, see so many places and so many things. Also watch movies and play games, but I'm not allowed to have my own account, so I can't talk to people. As Skuld starts to chatter away, the weight in my chest begins to lift. I give Loken an appreciative nod. She replies with a casual shrug, just playing it cool. Just being a babysitter, really. I can mind the shop too. I was supposed to do it today, and I already know how. Mind the shop? What shop? Parvati and I share a look of surprise, but Loken's expression suddenly stiffens, and she facepalms. Loken said I have to learn to stand on my own 2 feet.
So she taught me how to run a business. First, you listen to a client's requests. There are lots of kinds, each with a different fee. Finding stuff for people is on the cheap side. Shipments are tricky. Depends on the cargo's worth. The really pricey jobs are for, like, destroying evidence, or even Hey! Those are trade secrets. Don't just blab them out. Launder what? Launder what, Scald? You laundering money, huh, Loken? Kind of illegal, don't you think? Noticing the mischievous grins on Maya and Parvati's faces, Loken spreads her hands in a gesture of innocence. I mean, what else can I teach? It's all I'm good at. Don't worry. I can see you're trying. I give Loken's shoulder a pat, though I can't tell if I'm comforting her or just making fun. So, Skuld, is there anything else you feel like doing? I want to go have fun here. Skuld's eyes light up. After a few quick taps on her terminal, she shows it to me. Parvati and I lean in for a closer look and exchange a baffled look. Isn't this the amusement park Kali said yesterday is slated for demolition? Uh-oh. The photo of the amusement park Skuld found is from a local news report with the headline, Garper Newtown Bilateral Trade Pilot Zone Redevelopment Project Delisted. Jesus Christ, what is that headline? The amusement park isn't in the headline, but it's featured in the article as a prime example of a poorly managed business within the trade pilot zone, meant to justify the project's necessity. Park's located right on the border of Garper and southern Newtown. Been open for a good while. The owner had a lovely thought. Figured that even if the adults in Newtown and Garper disagreed, at least the kids will all love to play at an amusement park. Kids from both sides could become friends at the amusement park, and once they grow up, prejudice between the areas would naturally fade. Naive, but at least he tried. Yeah, business was actually great at first. If you ask around, you'll find it's a childhood memory for an entire generation. Bust? Sorry, I got boobs on the mind. I wonder why. But I guess it was just too idealistic. Prejudice isn't something only adults have, and kids don't get to decide where they play anyway. So we can't go and play? We still can. Just been delisted. I haven't started work yet. There's no telling if it might close early. So, can we go check it out? Parvati shrugs to show she's cool with it. Loken looks at me. I give a nod. Just visiting an amusement park shouldn't lead to any trouble. Loken seems to have other reservations. Hey, Pinky, why an amusement park all of a sudden? There are lots of horses that go round and round, and cars that run in the sky. I dreamed about it, and Tauntaun was there. Who's Tauntaun? I wanted to ask that too. Don't look at me. I've already heard her drone on about it 1,000 times. Name's clearly a sore spot for Loken. She suddenly grabs my face and turns it towards Skuld. Hey, take a good, long look. Are you sure this isn't Tauntaun? I want to break free, but I stop struggling and hold my breath when Skuld leans in to get a serious look at me. What the fuck is this anime scene? It's like she's much taller than you and just, like, gets behind, clap on your cheeks, and just, boom, right into Skuld. I can't tell. Tauntaun only shows up in my dreams and flies away as soon as I can wake up. Or as soon as I wake up. In that case, this Tauntaun must be someone she's met before, right? Beats me. I heard Nexus chips don't store data. So how can she remember anything from before? You're thinking like it's a computer. You can't just apply that logic to... Well, I assume it's different, right? Ugh. Loken could probably hold you with one hand, minus the grip issues. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that any of these modifiers could just take their pinky and win against me in arm wrestling. Like, not even use any more of their limbs or muscles, just their pinky.
Like, maybe they'd struggle a little bit, but they would still win. I try to be subtle as I glance at Scold. With her head slightly lowered, she seems either lost in thought or deliberately ignoring the conversation about her memories. In terms of raw strength, she's on par with Thor, maybe a bit higher, and Thor's already pretty fucking strong. So, the amusement park. Are we going today? Is that okay? Of course. Pretty lame to formally meet up just to have a quick chat and call it a day. If there's something you want to do, just tell us. We're all willing to help. Perfect timing. Looks like my gift wasn't a bad choice. Out my backpack. Pull out a gift box. Give it to Scold. Corner gets a bit crumpled during the alley chase, but luckily the contents are undamaged. Actually, I was on my way to buy this gift for you. Talk about a coincidence. Combat. The red camera dangles from Scold's neck, swaying back and forth with her cheerful steps. After getting the camera, Scold, who's been trailing quietly behind us, suddenly comes alive. She starts looking all over the place, clutching her new toy. It's a camera. It's not really a toy. It's a, anyway. We aren't even at the amusement park yet, but I swear I've already heard a dozen shutter clicks. Do you even know how to use that thing? Just mashing the button. I know. I've dreamed about cameras. Cameras in dreams? Sometimes it's tiny. Sometimes it's huge. When it's huge, I have to climb on top of it, and then... Skull shows us the camera screen. Displays my unguarded, astonished expression. Timing, composition, lighting, and focus are all impeccable. That's really fucking hard to do, because I assume that this is like a Polaroid camera, basically. Oh no, it's showing a screen. So I guess... Okay, this could be like a really low-end DSLR, then? I'm thinking too modern day. If we're thinking sci-fi, it might have some stuff that helps it, like, capture more detail and higher quality with less need to be still to capture it in focus and without being blurry. A photo appears. I've taken so many pictures of Tauntaun, but they're all gone when I wake up. You don't say. You're a real genius at picking gifts. Didn't think I'd just leave it at that, did you? Nothing in my entire room jogged her memory, but you just pick up some old antique from a stall, and suddenly it's a home run? Can't expect me to explain things like hunches or intuition, which are, by definition, inexplicable. There's a reason for everything, no matter how crazy it seems. Just a useless platitude. I give up on a meaningless retort, spread my hands innocently, and then slightly adjust the angle of my arms. Is this it? Is this how you and VOD do the shrug? The sound of a shudder from behind me makes my wide smile freeze. I turn to Scold. She blinks, then presses the shutter again. What are you shooting? You! Your expression and pose are interesting. I want to remember them. I feel like my shrugging gesture is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Amusement park. Yeah, we're here. As amusement parks go, the one across the street is certainly a bit rugged. But if you look past the signs of poor maintenance, most of it seems to be in working order. It's got a lot of local flavor. Perfect for all the little brats in Garper who love playing in the mud. Why is it empty? Simply put, the unruly folks drove out the picky folks. Then the picky places drove out the unruly folks. Eventually no one was left to care what became of this place. Who cares if it's empty? Let's go check it out. Perhaps her interest is piqued by the connection between Scold and the amusement park. Or maybe she just wants Scold to have fun quickly so they can return to safety. Logan grabs Scold's hand and starts to cross the road. But a rapidly approaching car horn forces her to retreat. She looks towards the street corner, annoyed at the sound. Watch where you're driving!
The honking stops the instant the front of the classic sedan crashes into a roadside bollard. Loken's eye twitches, her gaze moving from the car back to the street corner. A few seconds later, several more luxury sedans screech around the corner, expertly fanning out to surround the wrecked classic on three sides. A dozen armed personnel hop out of the cars. They ignore the three of us and head for the classic sedan. They're not holding weapons, but they clearly are not there to protect their target. You piece of... Scheiße. Can't drive for nuts and you love to run. One of them mutters a curse as he wrenches the door open. Drags a middle-aged man from the driver's seat, pushes him against the rear door, and waves a digital file in his face. This whole place is getting demolished in 6 months. You close down now, you'll get compensation. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why won't you sign? A lot of people only visit once every 6 months. If I close down now, how can I face them? What a lot of people? And when's the last time you checked your own books, huh? How many tickets do you even sell a month? Look inside. Is anyone there? Go on, find me a single customer. Me, I'm a customer. All eyes turn to Skull with strange looks. A girl as delicate as her is a rare sight in Garper, and the armed personnel are suddenly unsure how to react. And seeing them frozen in place, all turn around. I can't help but think of a comical freeze frame from a movie, and apparently Skull has the same idea, because she raises her camera at them. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. What are you doing? Put that down! Skull lowers the camera, looking hurt. At the same time, Loken and I both facepalm. Loken gives me a look that says, see, now you get it. My hand's already reaching for the baton in my bag. As they're about to get into fighting range, another SUV drifts around the corner, letting out a high-pitched screech as it stops, wedging itself between the two groups. Hey! Vert! Stop! Admin? What are you guys doing here? Callie, Ver, and Osiris jump out of the car. They glance at us, then at the middle-aged man in his total classic car, and three very different, very colorful expressions bloom on their faces. We came to find him. You again? So you're all in on this, huh? Just looking for trouble, is that it? Go tell your employer to play fair. Garper isn't some easy target you can walk all over. It's just business. But if it comes to blows, don't blame us for not pulling our punches. Oh, really? He says we can't blame them for not pulling their punches. You dish out some tough talk of your own. And stoop to their level? No thanks. I prefer to be low-key.
It needs keeping you safe. I can be a shield too. I'll finish this once and for all. Grant me your power, please.
Woof! An impact frame! Warning! Uh-oh.
I'll fight by your side, Sansan.
Vimoksha Pharma, Fist of Revenge. Ow.
I want more memories with you. Thank you. It stopped moving.
I'm doing my best!
I'll finish this once and so close. Grant me your power, please.
Nope.
Can't stop.
Well, that was a very brief critical time.
Thank goodness.
Mr. Capel? The tow truck, carrying the sedan with its crumpled front end, disappears around Mr. Capel! Around the same corner the luxury cars have fled. The middle-aged man stares at the bill for a long time before finally sighing. Tenses up when Kali says his name. Judging from how that last fight went, we're obviously more dangerous than the armed goons. You know me? I'm with Meruism. Heard someone was coming for you, so I came to see if you needed help. Didn't realize I'd be too late. Oh, Meruism. That's good then. It's clear Capel has a lot of respect for Meruism. Calms down quickly as soon as he hears the name. What about y'all? Thought we agreed to meet at Meruism. How'd you end up here? To have fun. Not me, though. I'm accompanying her. Loken points to Skuld, who's standing nearby, taking pictures of us. Same as outside the market. This level of conflict seems to have no effect on her mood. Oh, so you're Skuld. Seeing Skuld aim the lens at her, Kali pauses for a minute, then flashes a brilliant, camera-ready smile, placing one hand on her hip and making a peace sign with the other. Kali, Verdhandi, and Osiris. You know our names, huh? Loken told me. She showed me your photos. Can we hang out together? Well, Mr. Capel's safe. I don't have anything else scheduled. It's up to you guys. Kali turns to ask me and Loken, only to find her and Ver locked in a tense stare-down. So, you're green, Osiris? Hello, Miss Loken. Alright, Vadi's nicknames are as straightforward as ever. So you must be red, Verdhandi. The silence is deafening. What's with the staring? Is your special way of saying hello? No. It's just... you're actually alive. Loken's expression turns confused and wary. She turns her head to stare at me. Ver finally realizes her reaction isn't normal, panics for a moment, then looks to me for help. Why are you looking at me, girl? Before coming to Shasvat, Ver tells me everything that happens during the hyperspace experiment. Of course, I know why she reacts this way if seeing Loken. I certainly can't explain the truth to Loken. Ver was on a mission with Thoth under some special circumstances. She heard some old stories. Yes, that's right. You're just very different from what I've heard about you. Oh, that makes sense. But just to be clear, stop using my secrets as a topic of conversation. So that's the connection. So what do you say? Shall we head in and have a look around? If those goons dare to come back, we'll just teach them another lesson. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I was expecting that reaction. So who were those people anyway? They were sent by the construction firm from Newtown to persuade me to close early. From a business perspective, it's not completely unreasonable. Ever since the news about the trade pilot zone came out, there's been significant opposition from Garper. With the situation in the far north, any incident at the amusement park could easily be used as an excuse to obstruct the project. They want me to close down early and keep the park sealed until construction starts. They offered me extra compensation, saying it'd be better for everyone. Sounds like a pretty good offer. Still, Mr. Capel said no. Doesn't give them the right to use force. How they do things is irrelevant to me. I'm a businesswoman, and I only care about benefits, whether they're monetary or not. I've heard about why you opened this park. To be honest, I don't see you as someone who would be against the trade pilot zone. But this is my life's work. Capel sighs deeply and looks back at the park's towering roller coaster tracks and Ferris wheel. So where does the roller coaster start? The streaks of dust on the supports mirror the wrinkles on his forehead, both weathered by time. A stubborn and pathetic admission that the park business is no longer sustainable. It wasn't like this in the beginning. I still remember how bright and shiny it was when it was first built. A bit small, maybe.
compete with any park in the big cities. Everyone loved to come play. People from Newtown, from Garper, adults with their kids. The place was always bustling. Those kids are all grown up now. It's so nice when they visit, sometimes bringing their own kids along. Those moments are few and far between. It's nonsense. You'll never grow up You'll never grow up if you keep clinging to the past. And the grown-ups living in Garper and Newtown don't have the luxury of being kids forever. So you're here to tell me to close up shop too? Definitely not. If you shut down, where are we supposed to play? But we're not your bodyguards. They came once, they'll come back 100 times. You have to decide if this fight's worth it. I mean, you two are like oil and water. It's all about who has deeper pockets. The trade zone's a much safer bet than this place. Loken waves us over, then gives Capel a couple of hearty slaps on the shoulder. Cold. Cold and brutally honest. But hey, closing day isn't today. You can sell at least 6 more tickets today, so cheer up. Very few employees are on duty, so Capel has to start up the rides for us himself. The neon lights blink, barely noticeable in the daylight. The cheap loudspeakers add a distorted, grainy texture to the music. The empty space seems to have a natural reverb effect, so it actually sounds pretty good. The swing ride starts up behind us, rising higher and higher to the music as it flies through the air. We're flying! Let's go. You can play whatever you want. Or can you remember anything now? Like what you and Tauntaun played at an amusement park? I can't remember, but I'm trying. You have to try hard. The point of coming out to play is to have fun. But I still want to find Tauntaun. Sounds like this Tauntaun's really important to you, huh? Very important. I remember the name and the feeling that comes... Thunk. Me getting tired in the middle of the stream. And the feeling that comes with it. I have to find Tauntaun. Skuld lowers her head to touch the teddy bear hanging from her waist, then picks up the camera hanging in front of her. I have that same feeling for you, Mon, as well. What feeling? The feeling that when we hold hands, I won't be afraid. Loken said you're Tauntaun, but your names are different. Loken also said a name is just a label. I've forgotten what Tauntaun looks like. What if Tauntaun's forgotten me too? What if you suddenly remembered that you really are Tauntaun? I open my mouth, then realize I can't deny the possibility. After all, my past memories are incomplete. At this point, it's hard to believe that saving her was just a whim to help a stranger. You don't want that to be true? No, it's just a bit sudden. I can't make any promises. I hope so. If it is you, then everything checks out. Admin, quick! The roller coaster's here! Nope, don't want it. Don't want it! No! Let's go, Skull. This isn't me! This is some weird, bizarro version of me! Vera's shout from a distance breaks my train of thought. I run forward a couple of steps, but when I realize no one's following, I turn my head right into the lens of Skuld's raised camera. I'm not sure how many photos the camera I gave Skuld can store. Feels like she hasn't stopped clicking the shutter since we entered the amusement park. Fortunately, the camera can connect to a terminal. After I teach her how to import photos into its storage, I let her take as many as she wants. Oh, here I come! Bumper attack! Whoa, whoa, whoa! There, quick, get out of the way! Oof! Bump them back! Bump them back! Watch this! As the only 6 guests in the amusement park, we're not bothered by the usual lines and crowds of a big city park. We enjoy the freedom to play whatever we want, whenever we want. Even Loken seems to have relaxed quite a bit. Mr. Capel is more than generous with his service. He opens up every single ride for us and even treats us to the park's signature afternoon tea.
chatting with us about all sorts of fun stories about the place. Of course, you can't talk about an amusement park without mentioning the food and drinks. See all those eateries on the next street over now? But back when the amusement park was first built, there weren't any decent restaurants around here. So I decided to get into that business as well. Back then, half my revenue came from this. The best seller was the family meal, followed by the couple's meal, and then this afternoon tea set you're having. It's not really any different from ordering separately, but when you bundle it and give it a name, it just sells better. Makes people feel like it's custom made for them. Families order the family set, couples order the couple set, and you have afternoon tea in the afternoon. Makes perfect sense when you think about it, right? Identity is a form of added value. As a sales strategy, it's a solid hook. I have not gone into school for business. Part of me is like, that seems kind of like bullshit. Giving products unique names, like, make people feel like they're specially tailored to them, such as, like, the couples set, or the family set, or whatnot. Ah.
It is a whole business.
Well, shows what I know. My fiance just proved me wrong. Bullshitting is like 75% of the business in Garup. Well, fair enough. And capitalism. I can tell you're from a big corporation. So professional. Can we have the first 2 meals? Sorry, but since I've named the sets, I can't just sell them to anybody. Capel opens a digital album, which is filled with page after page of guests who visited the amusement park. Take a group photo with any guests who ordered the set meals. Tell what everyone's relationship is at a glance. They look so happy in the photos. Hard to read lip. They look so happy in the photos. But there's something else. Exactly. I didn't build this amusement park just to make people happy. See this father and son? Dad's all smiles, pulling his son, but the kid's pouting. Son must be mad at his dad, so his dad brought him here to make up. Why would the son be mad at his dad? Well, kids. Most of them go through a rebellious phase. Sometimes parents just don't understand what their kids are thinking. Pouting, arguing. It's all pretty normal. For you to ask that, you must have been a good kid growing up. Loken, who's sitting next to me, nearly spits out her milk tea. She grimaces under my glare and shakes her head, managing to hold back her sarcastic comment. Now look at this one. They say they're a couple, but their attention isn't on each other at all in the picture. If I had to guess, they probably broke up not long after. Why? They're both looking at the camera, and they're both smiling. How do I put this? You know how celebrities on TV just look over and smile whenever there's a camera on them? It's that kind of feeling, just for show. Their poses, too. They're each doing their own thing. It's not, let's take a picture, but rather, we have to be in a picture. See what I mean? I can't see it, but I think I know the feeling. I get a sense of what this guy's talking about with what little photography knowledge I have. If it doesn't... Because, like, people will naturally kind of just fall in to a picture if they're close, and it's, like, not awkward for them. But if they're not particularly close, they're gonna keep, like, a respectable distance, if that makes sense. So, and I feel like that's where, kind of to call it out, because people are really fucking nerdy and awkward about it back in, like, the early 2010s, but particularly, like, mid to late 2010s. But that's where you'll end up with, like, the floating hand over, like, a girl's shoulder, if, like, and you can immediately tell that that guy is there with this girl, and he does not know her, and does not want to offend her by touching her, even though that shit looks way more awkward than if he were just grasping her shoulder and just kind of standing a little bit more at arm's length, like not hugging her towards him, like he's as extended as that arm can be, but holding her. Because that would still convey the same thing, without looking like just some sort of idiot. So, you know, pro tip, if you want to look close with someone, fall in with them. You know, be close to them, hug them, hold them, have your head on their shoulder. I feel like me and my fiance, I maybe muck this up too when selfies are taken. I'm bad at selfies too, so there's a bit of that. Did you make your food too hot? So, yes, they made their tea too hot. Skuld glances at me, then down at the menu to think. After a moment, she looks up as if something just clicked. Logan sometimes gets mad at me. She still takes me out to have fun. When I'm with Mon as well, I have that let's take a picture together feeling. Okay, well now, in that case, you just like me and you have a crush on me. Mr. Capil, does that mean we can have the first 2 sets? Well, isn't ordering separately the same? Why are you so obsessed with these 2 sets? I want to try the popular choices. Is that so? Logan stops tapping on her terminal. For just a moment, a bitter smile seems to touch her lips. You really know how to get me. Better than anyone. After Skuld finally gets to try the 2 popular meal sets, we continue our day at the park with spirits higher than ever. To my surprise, Varen and Osiris are always at the head of the pack. They said they'd help watch over Skuld, but from the looks of it, they're having more fun than anyone else. Knowing what I know about Ver, checks out. Knowing what I know about Osiris, checks out. In this rare, carefree leisure, time nudges the sun westward. We all go our separate ways, exploring nearly every corner of the park. By the time we get off the teacup ride, dusk has settled. Skuld staggers slightly, and I quickly catch her. She dizzy? I got a little dizzy. That was a few intense rides in a row. Let's take a break. As dusk deepens into night, the amusement park's lights flicker to life. The most prominent is, of course, the towering Ferris wheel. The rides in the amusement park of Garpur may be low budget, but the night sky and the cabins rising like stars are enchanting enough on their own. It's night now. Let's ride the Ferris wheel, please. I really want to. Ferris wheel? Alright, it'll be a nice chance to rest. On the Ferris wheel, you can see far into the distance. Places I've never seen before. I like that feeling. You like looking out from up high? Me too. Seeing the world from above makes you feel small. Your worries feel smaller too. Now let's go up. We'll go to the very top and make your worries smaller, Mon, as well. The cabin door slides shut, and Skuld raises the camera towards me. Taking a picture? Now? I have to capture the beginning, the moment we reach the top. Fair enough, but you can't be the only one behind the camera. We should take a selfie. Let's call it a proper memento of our meeting today. Despite the rocky start, the date turned out great. A selfie? How does that work? I can only see you, Mon, as well. I move over to sit beside Skuld, gently guiding her hand to turn the camera around and flip out the screen. There we go. A little too tall, Mon, as well. Your face is cut off. Oh, okay, I'll lean down. First time I've been called tall. Anyway, I'm just about to duck my head when the cabin lurches violently. You took the picture. I still can't see your face. The Ferris wheel must be getting old. Let's just try one more time. Here, let me take it. Come closer. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Why does the camera go dark when I press the button? I don't think the camera's the problem. As if to answer our unspoken question,
My terminal buzzes at that exact moment. Admin, where are you? The power just went out of the park. Just as I thought. We're on the Ferris wheel, not sure how high. Can you come get us down? Everyone in the park staff gather below, using flashlights and emergency lights to cast a dim glow on the extension ladder leading up to our cabin. One after another, Skull and I climb down to the ground. Skull glances up at her cabin, stranded halfway to the top. After a pause, she raises her camera to capture the scene in the glow of the emergency lights. I'm terribly sorry. The outage came without any warning. Miss Loken helped check it out, and it looks like a problem with the underground grid. Oh, so that's where she went. Any chance of getting the power back on? Afraid not. Not tonight. The most we can do is locate the faulty line. The underground network's heavily restricted. Repairing the lines requires going through official channels. Folks in the affluent district have already gone home for the day. I see. Well, I suppose that's it for today, then. I shrug at the other girls. Red Hondi and Osiris exchange a look, both obviously disappointed that the day is over. Thanks for having us today, Mr. Cavill. Not at all. Seeing you kids have so much fun makes a dented car feel like a small price to... Dented? I would have assumed that that motherfucker was... like... You're all welcome back anytime. As long as we're still open. You just point to a ride and I'll get it running for you. Wish you the best of luck then. Hey, where's Skuld? Just shaking Capel's hand goodbye when Kali's question sends a jolt of dread through me. I look around and, sure enough, Skuld is gone. I resist the impulse to use my tactical gear on a non-official matter, muttering to myself she couldn't have gone far. With a hand signal, Vare, Osiris, and I turn on our flashlights and split up to search. Alright, ads are playing, so let's take a break. Get up, stretch, do what you gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Otherwise, don't go anywhere, because we will be back with a little bit more Aether Gazer. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Alright. And this is Osiris' bit of character development than you know, and a lot on Osir's part. Oh, fair enough. Anyway, we're back. Between typical streaming schedule and headache. For a little bit longer, but let's resume. Scald! Help if I clicked into the game. Once I'm away from our group, the powerless amusement park is pitch black. I call her name several times, but only silence answers from the shadows. I pick up my pace. The map on my terminal shows me getting closer to the main gate. My heart starts to pound with anxiety. Is it Korg? Fist pains? Those guys from this morning? They were no threat to Skuld. Just as I'm starting to think Skuld's disappearance makes no sense, the nearby click of a camera shutter makes me freeze. Tauntaun? It's me, Monoswal. Skuld, is that you? With the flashlight beam towards the sound, there at the other end of the light, Skuld is crouched by a bed of balloon flowers, gazing at one of them in a trance. The sudden light seems to break her trance. She stands up quickly, turning to look at me with a bewildered expression. Her expression is perfectly placid, but I can clearly see the glistening in the corner of her eyes, as if they hold all the joy in her heart. I think I heard Tauntaun's voice. What are you thinking? I'm not a psychiatrist. The ethereal enigma hovers beside Skuld, rotating slowly. Jiming glances at the analysis report and spares me an indifferent look. Regardless of whether she was sleepwalking or in a trance, the root cause is psychological, which is completely outside my area of expertise. All I can tell you is about her proto-body's condition. So, how is her proto-body? Perfectly fine. However, someone deliberately removed a functional module from the Divine Grace circuit. I think anything in a spot this critical would be essential, but apparently not. What was the designer thinking? In response to Jiming's frown and questioning gaze, I give an innocent shrug. The gesture only makes her look at me more strangely. Has Vati's behavior rubbed off on you? It's a highly efficient form of communication. Jiming retracts Ethereal Enigma and nods to Skuld, signaling the checkup to be finished. Signaling the checkup is finished. Skuld seems indifferent to her condition, as her first move is to fetch the teddy bear from the corner. Skuld, you said you heard Tauntaun's voice. Did you make out what they were saying? They said it's late. See you tomorrow. Did any of you say anything like that at the time? I said something like, let's call it a day. So you just misheard? No, it was different. Tauntaun's voice came from a different direction. Jiming rubs her temples hard, looking utterly frustrated. She finally gives up, waving a hand dismissively as she heads for the master console. Forget it. Just put a pin in it for now. Find her a psychologist or someone to look at her later. The key is ready. Since you're here anyway, why not run the authentication? Sounds good. Back in that test chamber again? That's right. Skuld, can you make sure the door is sealed? Okay. Worried about someone peeping? When the key's permissions are activated, it pings Gaia for a return request, which causes data fluctuations in the area. Korg will be paying us a visit within half an hour. I've installed a computing power barrier in around the lab. It only works if the barrier door is completely sealed. The slightest leak will render the whole thing useless. The door sealed. Good. Let's begin. The key to the Book of All Past is inserted into the test chamber, and the pod begins to fill with a deep ethereal light. Could you not go so fast? I close my eyes. The feeling of the surface behind me vanishes, and it's as if I'm floating in the space between reality and illusion. Countless past moments flashing through my mind. Even though my consciousness is a chaotic mess, I can still vaguely perceive a gaze from a dimension beyond reality. Is it the Aether Gazer? I'm just fucking around. In this timeless void, where concepts like long or brief don't apply, the gaze remains gentle, filled with a mechanical, dispassionate quality, a clear sense of its programmed limits. At some point, or perhaps at some stage, I suddenly sense a sharp, hostile reaction begin to spread. Alert. Veto. Repel. Erase.
What's happening? Jiming's first instinct is to abort the authentication program, but upon seeing the test chamber's flashing alarm, she decides that would be too slow. Instead, she smashes the main power line with her ethereal enigma. Seems a bit extreme. Ugh! The cabin door cracks open with a series of nasty sparks. I sit up dazed, and Jiming, who has rushed to my side, helps me stay upright. The authentication failed. You have any idea what? Wait, did you see something? I don't know. It's all a blur. I think something went wrong on the other side. Other side? You mean the Book of All Past? Couldn't have been Gaia, could it? I shake my head. Blur of pink flashing in my blurry vision. I focus and see Scold crouched by the door, curled up like a frightened little animal. Loken, I'm not sick. It might actually be easier if you were. Loken looks at Scold, lying in bed with just the top half of her head peeking out from the covers. She shakes her head, walks to the window and closes it, turning the drumming of the rain into a distant, muffled patter. Do you know what the most terrifying words a scientist can utter are? It's the end of the world. No. It's I don't know as their final words. Anyway, just rest. Don't leave the building for a while, not until they figure out what's going on. Can we go back to the amusement park again someday? To the amusement park, and then hang out with everyone. Find Tauntaun. Loken doesn't feel like talking. She turns off the light as she leaves. She can feel Skuld's eyes on her. With a sigh,
Accidentally. I didn't mean to do it.
I got punched in the back of the head. Gently. Twice.
It was slightly less gentle than I meant it to be. I meant to just kind of barely touch her.
Well, I have a headache, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Babe.
God.
Ah,
Sorry.
I know you're messing around. Fair. Resuming. With a sigh. I love you. With a sigh. Okay. She pauses, turning back with one hand on the doorframe. And after that, once you find Tauntaun, what then? I have to find them first. Not good enough. You need to think of a better reason. When you do, I'll take you to the amusement park again. The door shuts softly. Skull turns over in her bed, her gaze falling upon the red camera on the nightstand. She picks up the camera and opens the photo album, flipping through the images one by one from beginning to end. Then she powers it down and places it back on the nightstand. When we went to the amusement park, everyone is so happy. Even Loken was happy. I met Mon as well. We hung out together, and it felt right. It felt like I wanted to be with them. I think Loken will agree to what I want to do. Skuld closes her eyes, sinking into a heavy sleep. A bolt of lightning rips through the curtain of rain, but it sounds dull and distant at the heavy window. Good lord. Duration, 1 minute, 49 seconds. No, it fucking wasn't. Schedule. Let me fix up the schedule. Wait. Loop. It's September 16th again. Maybe September 16th isn't so bad. Hey, what are you daydreaming about? Oh boy. A terminal panel waves in front of her face. Skuld comes to, sees Loken holding the panel, and rigidly touches her forehead. What's wrong with you? Your diagnostic readings are all normal. Don't even think about faking sick on me. Am I in the middle of a checkup? In that case, I'll have to update your consciousness response to occasional dissociation. Alright, last item. Have you had any vision of anything? No. If someone else asks, I tell them nothing. Good. I have a business meeting at noon. Go downstairs and mind the shop for a while. Why do I have to do it today, too? How do we make money if we don't do business? And if we don't make money, how do we buy food and have fun? Do you remember what I taught you last time? What to do when someone shows up? I remember. You asked me the same thing yesterday. Did? I? Loken's words hang in the air as she seems to be carefully retracing her steps, trying to figure out what Skuld means. Skuld glances at the bedside clock. It reads September 16th, 8:15. Whatever, it's not important. As long as you remember. When you're more experienced, I can start considering more out-of-town jobs. Loken flashes an ambitious grin and pats Skuld's head. Just as she's about to head downstairs, the doorbell rings. You know, you can't modify cars like this in Ein Sof. It's only here where the streets are full of wasteland-style scrap heaps that you can go as wild as you want and no one bats an eye. I'll teach you sometime. It's fun. The car bumps along the road towards Muruism, and with her hands on the wheel, Loken is a non-stop chatterbox. Skuld listens with half an ear, tracking their location by the passing scenery. Loken, can you pull over up ahead? Ahead? You mean that market? Uh-huh. I want to buy something. A gift for Mon as well. Where did you pick up these social conventions? Okay, fine. You know what you want to get? Something pretty. Skuld stands by the street. Only when she can no longer hear the sound of Loken's car does she turn and walk into the market. Following the path in her memory, she navigates the market and stops at the stall with the skeleton flowers. The hippie-ish stall owner leans back in his chair, listening to music, not even sparing her a glance until she picks up a flower. Sir, is this one 100? Which one? Oh, that one's 100. Sure, take it. After taking the bill Skuld hands him, the owner yawns and sinks back into his chair. Cradling the skeleton flower, Skuld carefully retreats to a corner. She looks around, but can't find the person she's looking for in the crowd. Skuld doesn't realize she's been standing there for half an hour until Loken suddenly appears before her. I told you to wait by the road after you bought what you wanted. What are you doing here? I'm waiting for Mon as well. For what? You expect them to come all the way from Meruism to find you? Loken laughs, exasperated. She snaps her fingers, signaling Skuld to follow her back to the car. For me? I was worried Shasvat didn't have a tradition of giving gifts when you first meet someone. Thanks, it's beautiful. I take the skeleton flower from Skuld's hand, admiring it for a moment before tucking it into my backpack. Then I pull out the gift I prepared. I got you a camera. Let me know if you like it. I'm not sure if you've ever handled a camera before. In terms of use, but Skuld turns on the camera with surprising skill and begins to flip through its storage. It's empty. It's new. Have you used this model before? That's not it. I used this camera yesterday. I took a lot of photos at the amusement park and on the Ferris wheel. Yesterday. The amusement park? Don't tell me you're talking about another dream. About Tauntaun and all that. It wasn't a dream. We were... Her fingers keep fiddling with the shutter button, staring at the empty screen. Her eyes seem to lose their focus. Disappointment doesn't last. She bites her lip, opens her terminal, stares at the clock on her home screen for a moment before pulling up an image from a news article. This amusement park. Can we go there together? The old-fashioned sedan crashes into the pylon. Kali's SUV and a few luxury sedans skid to a halt in front of us. We run off the goons trying to force Capel to sign the closure agreement. The tow truck comes and takes the old sedan away. We enter the amusement park. Mr. Capel, I think there's going to be a power outage today. What? Here? I haven't gotten any notice. I'm not sure. It's just possible. I don't want there to be a power outage. I want to hang out with everyone for a while longer. Okay, well, I'll have someone check the utility room again and ask around about any planned outages. Admin, where are you? The power just went out at the park. Inside the Ferris wheel cabin, only the faint glow of our terminal cuts through the darkness. I reply to Kali, my eyes on Skuld. She doesn't have the alarm of a normal person trapped in a blackout. Even the disappointment of having her fun cut short. On her face is only a deep confusion that blurs the line between truth and illusion. Power went out. Don't worry. Kali and Mr. Capil are coming for us. Not worried, as long as I'm with you. I'm honored you feel so safe with me. But I remember. Skuld, before we entered the park, you told Mr. Capil that there would be a power outage. Did you mean this? Yes, because I'd seen it before. It's the same as last time. Last time? It was yesterday, or not quite. It was before I fell asleep. Feels like the same things are happening all over again. The camera you gave me is new. And all the photos I took are gone. Maybe you're confusing it with a dream? Logan said you often dream about the amusement park and taking pictures. I can't tell. But it should be different. There are lots of other things that are different too. You didn't show up at the skeleton flower stall. Parvati was late. Mr. Capil got punched. We didn't get to eat those 2 meal sets. Deja vu, perhaps. Jiming retracts Ethereal Enigma and nods to Skuld, signaling that the checkup is finished. I can't make a call on her psychological state, but her proto-body's fine, at least. However, someone deliberately removed a functional module from the Divine Grace circuit. You'd think anything in a spot this critical would be essential, but apparently not. What's the designer thinking? I shake my head. It doesn't matter whether Jiming means I don't know or I can't say. So, we're done for now? It doesn't sound too serious. If it happens again, bring her back, and I'll take another look. The key is ready. Shall we begin? Let's do it. I take off my jacket and walk toward the test chamber, but Skuld suddenly pulls me to a stop. She gently touches my fingertips with a nervous look on her face. Can you please not touch that thing? Why? Have you seen this part before too? I've been here once. It's going to fail. It feels awful, like something is trying to get rid of me. Been here once, so this is the second time? Uh-huh. Jiming and I exchange a glance. We're both weirded out by this, but also more cautious. This is a serious matter, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Can you remember anything else? No, nothing. First off, this is important. We have to do it, even with the risks. What I can do is get those risks as low as possible. But since you've mentioned it, I'll run another diagnostic on the whole system. This is my lab. I will ensure the safety of everyone involved. If you're not comfortable staying here, you can go back and rest. She's right, you know. Why are you so worried about what they're doing? After laying out some drinks and snacks on the table, Loken sits down across from Skuld. She sees Skuld staring blankly out the window and shakes her head, amused. You know, scientists hate vague things like feelings and I think. The fact that Jiming didn't kick you out shows she has a lot of patience. Did they succeed? How should I know? For secretive business like that, the less said, the less asked, the better. Loken closes the curtains, blocking Skuld's line of sight. Skuld says nothing, simply lowering her head to turn on her camera. I took a lot more photos. Sure, just don't post them anywhere. I saw how much fun you had with Mon as well. So are they the Tauntaun you're always talking about, or not? I don't know. I get the same feeling as in my dreams. That's why I wanted to take pictures together. And I took a lot. What if these photos disappear again? So what if they do? People spend months, even years, making and saving things. If it's gone, it's gone. Life goes on. Let me ask you, why do we have brains? To think, and to remember. Exactly. The camera is what remembers the photos. Your brain is what remembers us spending the afternoon at the amusement park. At the end of the day, a tool is just a tool. The only thing you can really count on is yourself. We remember what we want and need without anyone having to remind us. What's good for us and what's not. It's what we think that matters, not what anyone else says. That's why we have a brain, so use it well. Hey, what are you daydreaming about? Terminal panel waves in front of her face. Skull comes to her senses, looks at Loken in a daze for a moment, then immediately turns to her nightstand. There's no camera. The clock on it reads September 16th, 8:15. I'm asking you a question. Do you feel sore anywhere? Any pain? Loken, have you ever been to the amusement park? No. I think? Loken slowly straightens up, one eyebrow raised in question, while the other is furrowed in thought. She gives a hesitant, questioning denial as she scribbles some vaguely worded notes on the panel. Loken, can time go backwards? I guess not. Why do you want to turn back time? Not like you'll get old and die like a human. I think the numbers on the clock keep ticking. Right on schedule. The doorbell rings. Skull's eyes slowly widen. A sense of satisfaction begins to swell in her chest. The kind that comes from knowing something is endless. There's no need to worry about gains and losses. It's Zerkala. Skull's eyes shine with excitement. She gets out of bed, slips into her shoes, and hurries downstairs to open the door. Skull? I don't think I've ever seen you answer the door. What in the world? Hearing Zerkala's voice from downstairs, Loken looks at the last empty field on her diagnostic panel and vigorously rubs her temples. My name is Skull. This is for you. Skeleton flower that is half pink and half blue blooms quietly as she smiles. Thank you. It's very beautiful. I'm a bit surprised by how cheerful Skull is. Doesn't quite match the fragmented intel I received before arriving in Shasvat. It's not a bad thing. I just take it as a sign she's adapting well here. I happen to prepare something as well. Worry Shasvat didn't have a tradition in giving gifts when we first met. The old-fashioned sedan crashes into the pylon, or rather, it's stopped by Skuld right before it does. Collie's SUV and a few luxury sedans skid to a halt in front of us. We run off the goons trying to force Capil to sign the closure agreement. We entered the amusement park. Want to complete certain specific blue itineraries, you need to plan around them with pink itineraries. Before riding the Ferris wheel, think about what you want to do today. Ride the Ferris wheel needs to be adjacent to at least 3 pink itinerary grids. It's sneaky about it. Evil. Evil and rude and mean.
Because I presume it all has to fit. Sadly, that is the wrong shape for that one. How did I do that? It's not impossible, but my brain's just farting on it. Yes, Marnie, I am aware. You are the hungry. Grr. I think there's a trick to it. And the trick I'm thinking of is it basically boils down to this being like this. The question is where and how. That one can't be like that, like, at all. Because if Ride the Ferris Wheel needs to touch 3 pink itinerary items, then all 3 itinerary items can't be blocked off. This either has to be, like, open like this so it can touch it or otherwise. That's the wrong way around. Yep. So while that fits, it's not correct. So I would say that's in the wrong spot.
Again, we can't limit and block off a block like this. That would also be incorrect like that. And it just can't fit in there like that. That's also incorrect. Okay. Let's figure out the one block first. That wouldn't do it. That also would not do it. And then doing it on that side just results in the same problem. The issue quickly becomes it doesn't fit under normal circumstances. Or not under normal circumstances. No, it can't be dead center. It has to be in a spot where it allows for this to be there, but this also can't be like this, because then that can only be filled like that, and we don't have enough blocks. Unfortunately, it's not this, because this isn't in the right orientation. Your boy's missing something. Okay. I see it. I see what needs to be done. I just need to mirror this. Or was. Stream delay. Stream delay is a bitch. There we go. Carousel spin, music plays as if it's singing on its own. Wait until it gets dark. Then you can ride the Ferris wheel. I'm gonna have to leave it on a cliffhanger. Because we're past time, I've got a headache, and I want to make sure that I'm not, like, really screwing over my voice. What did I get? Good morning, Tauntaun. That is just me. That is the administrator. Scold is very cute, though. Ugh. Though neither of you know it currently. I don't know how the fuck I don't. Do you see this teddy bear? Do you see that hat? Dat me. Just slap a beard and a mustache on that bear and you got me. I mean, this event's got 6 days left. I will say, at the time of this stream, and at the time of this VOD upload, if this interests you at all, you have 6 days. It probably won't take you that nearly as long to get through all that. Oh boy. And there is a lot of lore, a lot of story. It is... Holy Toledo. Let me in. Let me in. Clear stage 917. In other words, break the time loop. Number of missions completed. If I can clear all 20. Alright. I'm going to conclude the stream here. Folks, thank you very much for sticking around to the end of the stream. Aether Gazer proves that it has some fucking story chops. So, like, you know, don't sleep on, like, gacha games. Like, I do concur in many a way that, like, gacha games can be very predatory, so, like, know your limits and stuff, but some of them have got some banger stories, man. So, like, if one of them interests you, the last bit is just extra puzzles for more coinage. Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, like, know your limits. If you can't be spending money on a vidya game, like, and you trust your willpower to not, then make sure that you don't. But if you don't even trust yourself, like doing the free gamba, to not then spend money, then don't touch this game, watch some videos. I'm sure plenty of people have recorded videos of this game's story, and you can still enjoy it in other ways. But yeah, no. If the mood strikes me, I will probably play more. But this is very interesting. Less than you'd think. Less than you'd think. But yeah, no. Brain losing cognitive function must end stream. But yeah, no. Enjoy games in a way that is the safest and most comfortable for you. So, like, if that involves just watching videos, then watch videos. I do hope one day this gets a crossover with Arknights. I don't know how they handle the power difference. I don't know either. That would be cool though. Although since they're now under different publishers, that would have to be a collab that has to go through the publishing heads, huh? That's unfortunate. Well, either way, that's more just a road bump. Let's see if there's somebody that I can raid.
Other than other people that are currently playing Aether Gazer, because they exist. Apparently Dove's playing the first Shin Megami Tensei. I'm going to raid her. Folks, other than that, I'm going to go because my headache is starting to kick my butt. Please remember, you are always welcome here at Mana's Potion. And I'll see you next time.